Okay, this is the antifreeze tester, and I've got a few of these things. You always need to keep one around. It's one of the rare things that's still made in the USA. It's a ball tester. You can see there's 5 balls in here, and there's a chart right here indicating how many balls need to float for whatever temperature in Fahrenheit. So for an example, if you only have 1 ball floating, it'll only protect you down to plus 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Ideally, I always try to get at least 3 balls floating so that we're protected to at least minus 10. Here in this part of the United States that we live in, it doesn't get, minus 40. But if you lived in a place like Alaska or Canada, you would definitely need something in the 5 ball range. So the way it works is it basically tests the specific gravity or the density of the ethylene glycol in the water based on how many balls are floating. So the chart is also on the package, which is why I don't throw the package away. So again, 1 ball floating, only 20 degrees, positive 20 degrees Fahrenheit, or up to 5 balls floating gets you minus 40. So you need to always check it, and the reason why is because if the coolant freezes in your engine, water expands when it gets below 30, probably about 36 or 7 degrees Fahrenheit. It's one of the rare things. Most things, that the colder you get it, it becomes more compact, except for water. Water's rare. And the reason why is because if water were to get more dense when it froze, all the ice would be in the bottom of the oceans. Okay, on this Ford Taurus, like a lot of newer vehicles, the radiator's not open right here to atmospheric pressure. Older vehicles, you'll have your radiator right here with a cap, and you just open up the cap and there'll be a reservoir, like an overflow reservoir. The way this vehicle is, the reservoir right here is actually part of the pressurized cooling system. So the water comes out of the intake manifold right here and then goes into the coolant reservoir and circulates back into the radiator. So whatever's in here is going to be the same thing that's in the radiator as far as the amount of coolant, the density of the antifreeze. So basically we can just test it right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our tester down in here, squeeze the bulb, and see those bubbles in there? We're going to make sure that the bubbles aren't affecting the balls. So we're going to, so it looks like right here we have 4 balls floating. See that? So with 4 balls right here, according to the chart, we're protected to minus 25 Fahrenheit. And here in a few days we're going to have some weather that's going to get us probably in the positive 10 degree range, so we're way good. And not only does this help with freezing, you don't want the engine block busting because of the coolant freezing and expanding in the engine. This also helps with corrosion. So antifreeze, ethylene glycol, these products have different things in them to keep rust and stuff from forming inside the engine. So that's another reason why you need to always check this. And again, this is a tool that everybody needs to have. If you own a vehicle that has an engine in it, you need to have one of these. They're like a couple of dollars. Okay, what I'm doing now is I'm just putting that coolant back in the reservoir. And then what I typically do before putting this back in my toolbox, I'll put it in some fresh water and rinse it. But all vehicles, you need to check this, especially when it's getting cold. On this older Ford 66 Fairlane, we're going to check it directly out of the radiator right here, because the radiator cap, it doesn't have a pressurized coolant reservoir like some of the newer vehicles, so we check it directly right here. Squeeze the bulb, get enough coolant in there, tap it, make sure there's no bubbles affecting the balls. Looks like we have 4 balls on this one floating too, so 4 on the chart is minus 25 Fahrenheit. And we're good. I hope you found this video helpful. Please remember to give it a thumbs up. Thank you. And remember, don't be destructive. Fix, repair, create. Make the world better.